We're live.
Yeah.
Why are we act so surprised every time we're live? As if like
We have to pretend like we haven't been talking to each other for at least a half an hour.
yeah, we have to be like, oh hi.
How are you today, stranger?
Yeah, guys, look, we don't do the things. Actually, I keep finding excuses to congratulate ourselves. I should stop doing that. No, wait, I shouldn't. We're amazing. Okay, this is why you're here. Who's in the live chat? Dolly is here. Shuvo is here. Our goddess Katie is here. The queen is not here. Is the queen here? We missed the queen. Oh, Maggie is here. Selva is here. Matthew is here. Secular Rarity is here. Cool. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about Ben Shapiro.
We're talking about cancel culture.
You
know how this is like a mirror image of everything that happened with the wokeism is now happening with the anti-wokeism, overusing certain words and phrases until they lose the original meaning of it. You know how we kept on telling people, some people, again, not all, on the left, stop calling everything racism, because now if we keep calling everything racist, then it's going to be harder for us to point out real racism. Now we have the same thing going on with cancel culture, I think, right? Like, every time somebody is being criticized, every time somebody's saying, like, I think that's not okay, they're like, cancel culture. Like, you can't even respond to people without telling them, like, you can't cancel, I'm being censored. Like, I'm just disagreeing with you. God damn, calm down. I'm just disagreeing with you. Cancel culture. Like, I have the right to say it. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's stopping you. We're just telling you that you're an idiot. Why are you? Oh my God. Anyways. And now, by the way, here's the thing. Now, actual problems with censorship that we have an issue with is really hard for us to point them out, because now we're going to sound like these idiots that are calling everything cancel culture, right? Now, like, you know how when we criticize Islam for so long, and then Trump got Trump got elected, and it became really difficult for us to point out issues wrong with Islam, because for a very long time now everything anti-Islam seemed bigoted. Now, Trump and all his followers and everybody, the Trumpists, now they're calling everything's cancel culture. So that now when we want to point out censorship, now everybody think like we're with them. Like, we're gonna sound like we're like them. Like, when there's genuine censorship happening, again, not a violation of freedom of expression, because it's not the government doing it, but censorship that we have a problem with, that we want to be like, hey, maybe this is not cool. Like, we're not saying our rights are being violated, okay? But it's still overly censorial, and maybe we should reconsider not being overly censorial here, over there. And this is something that is affecting both right-leaning people and left-leaning people. So maybe chill with the censorship. But now these Trumpists have made this into their fight and calling anybody responding to them, cancel culture. And now they're making it seem like it's a anti-right-leaning thing, cancel culture. So now everybody think like, if you say cancel culture, you must be right-leaning. So we need to we can't even call it cancel culture anymore, because we don't want to be associated with these idiots. Anyways, let's see what I'm talking about. Here's an example of an idiot.
You really think that anyone who says or discusses cancel culture is automatically going to be presumed to be right wing?
Well, not automatically, but by some people.
Okay.
It's a parallel of what's happening with Islam, right? People think oh, you're criticizing Islam? You must be a right-wing bigot, right? Because, so now I think it's going to the direction that if you complain about censorship, people are like, "Oh, you're like you're one of those right-leaning loonies, aren't you?" Like,
I wish people would talk about the government censorship going on in India
yeah,
more than this BS.
I can tell
Straight
how
up.
much I can tell how much you have been affected by that. That you want to keep bringing that up every time. Every time we're talking about
No,
censorship.
there are these new IT laws in India that we should talk about. They're absolutely crazy.
Yeah, we will. We will. Hi guys. Adele is saying hello, Susie and Armin. Suha is saying audio is great. Thank you.
And Casey is saying hi on Facebook.
Oh, hi, Casey.
Casey, we missed you on the news yesterday because our StreamYard was messed up because Facebook hates us.
Yeah. See?
So if you missed the news, go check it out on the YouTube channel.
We've been censored on Facebook. Cancel culture. That's it.
Canceled by the Indian government.
Yes. Actually, we've been canceled by right-leaning governments, guys. Like this is we've been canceled. We've been censored by
Look at my community. Oh, Susanna has heard of the new IT laws. I was just about to text her about those. Everyone is in my messages. Like, have you heard about these? Anyways,
let's look at.
Everybody is on the cancellation block, and if you don't cancel, the best path to joining the woke, by the way, is to cancel yourself preemptively.
Wait, pause.
Oh
honestly, he's not wrong.
I don't know about that.
I canceled myself preemptively.
Okay, this is how he's spinning. People decide like. Okay, wait. Maggie just gave us a super chat.
Oh,
thank you so much, Maggie. Hey, Maggie saying, I love how Armin is so detailed about things. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Maggie. Okay, this is very interesting. Okay, because people decide if he's doing something preemptively. He realized how stupid it is to call something cancel culture. When you yourself deciding, reflecting on your own content, and we're like, you know what? This is not. Nobody's canceling me. I just think this is not good content, right? And he realizes that calling that cancel culture is so stupid that he preemptively is now calling it preemptive cancel culture.
Okay, I guess that's
this
different.
Is so meta.
That's different than when I canceled myself. That is different than when I canceled myself.
Okay, when did you cancel yourself?
Oh, when I joined Atheist Republic.
Oh yeah. Okay, no, like let me give you an example.
When I started associating with you.
No, right. Let me give you an example. On Atheist Republic's Facebook page with like 2,400,000 followers, right? We post like a lot of memes, right? And a lot of times people get offended by that. And they come and say like, oh, this is offensive, remove it. And 90% of the time I look at them and like, this is not if there's nothing wrong with this, right? And I don't remove them, right? But there was like at least one time that people told me, Armin, this is offensive. And I assumed like, sure. You guys are just like sensitive. Just go away. Don't look at it, right? But then I went and looked at it and was like, oh wait.
You're right.
Okay, you're right. This not good. This meme not good. And it was a meme that was, instead of targeting religion, it made it seemed like it could have been read as a way that it was comparing Muslims to like viruses. And I was like, bacteria, right? And I was like, oh yeah, okay, this is legit criticism, right?
No,
and even though, let me tell you, wait, let me brag about this, okay? Let me brag about canceling myself. Even though like we get like major backlash over some things, like major backlash, like when we had the Rainbow Kaaba on, like we were getting death threats left and right. What, right? When I had the Allah is gay sign, we were on the news, we had the police involved, and I never took those down, right? But the backlash to this was really small. Like it wasn't like nobody was noticing that there was a backlash to this. So those big backlashes, I didn't remove them because I didn't think there was anything wrong with the content. But this one, because I think there was some merit to the backlash, I took it down. So it wasn't the size of the backlash that made me like force me to take it down. It was like, okay, they have a point here, right? So is this me canceling or something? Like, no, this is our page. I thought there was something wrong. I didn't like that meme. I was like, this is like dehumanizing Muslims. Like, what, you know? And at first, when we posted it, like I didn't see it like that. But then when people pointed it out, I was like, yeah, okay, this is not good. And I deleted that, right? So is this canceling yourself? Like, do I have, like, it's our page. We can decide what we want to put on there. So now they're calling even that cancel culture. If you don't like the content that you're putting out there and you're removing that yourself without being pressured by anybody because you decide you don't want to do this, Ben Shapiro, Mr. Fact Over Feelings guy, is calling that cancel culture.
The difference here is, though, it's not Dr. Seuss himself doing it. It's his like publishing estate.
Yeah, but it's their content. They own that content.
Yes.
Right? They're like, first of all,
not
it's
the
not
creators
cancel.
of it, though. That's the difference.
Yeah, but okay, they own the content. They don't want to publish. Okay, well, let's watch. Actually, people might not know what we're talking about. Hold on, let's continue.
This is precisely what is happening to Dr. Seuss. So, Dr. Seuss's books are classics of children's literature. He's the greatest children's author for kids who are under the age of 7 of all time. It is not close. I read Dr. Seuss books to my kids pretty much every day.
And guess what, Ben? They're still being published by the same publisher, and they're still available on Amazon. His greatest books, they're all available. Nobody's taking a position against Dr. Seuss. The same publisher that removed those 3 books is still selling, celebrating the same goddamn books. They're there. Nobody's canceling Dr. Seuss. They still love him. The same publisher that you think, the same, you know what? That publisher, they want you to love Dr. Seuss because they're selling his other books.
Okay, but according to a Virginia school district, Dr. Seuss's birthday can no longer be touted on Read Across America Day because a study said the author's work is, quote, filled with Orientalism, anti-Blackness, and white supremacy. Now, I grew up reading
Virginia school district refuses to tout Dr. Seuss's birthday on Read Across America Day. I mean, to be fair, though, this was a good decision because it's good that if you want to promote reading, you want to more, you want to introduce a whole bunch of other authors to Read Across America Day. I think that's a good thing. And also, we'll get to why they said this, to see if it's true or not. Because here's the thing: so many people blamed everything, and were like, "Oh my God, this is white supremacy, this is racist, blah blah blah," like without any merit. Like they just said that, accuse everybody of being like racist. That now we assume that so many people just see a headline like this, they're like, "Okay, this must be baseless." But it cannot all be baseless. Like there are racist people out there. And there are racist content out there, right? But we'll see.
Dr. Seuss books. You grew up reading Dr. Seuss books. Everybody grew up reading Dr. Seuss books. Did it make you more racist to read a Dr. Seuss book? Did it ever even occur to you that race was an element of Dr. Seuss books until I just said this 1 second ago? Of course.
Okay, this is such an idiotic point, okay? Because, wait, you go.
Well, oftentimes kids don't even register what they're reading. So like when I was growing up, I was a huge fan of the Tintin comics. Right? I still love Tintin. But then as I grew up, I went back and I read some of the really old ones. And I was like, this is really racist. There's a lot of really racist depictions in here. So like it's not, kids are just completely unaware a lot of times. You don't realize how bad things are until you grow up and you understand more about the world and you're understanding the way that people are being portrayed. You know what I mean?
Right. So
it doesn't register as a child.
He said like everybody grew up reading Dr. Seuss. Did that make you racist? Well, no. But you know what else everybody grew up with? Disney, right? Okay. Well, this is Disney, right? I mean, this is not cool. Do you guys think this is cool?
Aristocats is a great movie, though.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, we now know this is not cool. Like, we know this is not cool, right?
Mhm.
And Song of the South. I don't even know if I could. Yeah, there's okay, here's another one. Okay, let me show you. Hold on. Save image. Okay. This is Disney. Okay? We now look at this and we're like, yeah, that's not cool. That's not okay. We get that. I mean, even Ben Shapiro, I think, could look at this and be like, yeah, this is not okay. Right? I mean, does everybody in the live chat agree that this is not okay? We don't like this? Can you guys get on board with this? But does that
Can we get on board?
Can everybody agree with, like, is anybody in the live chat disagree that this is Disney and this is not okay?
I think there's way worse stuff in Disney too.
Yeah, there are, but I can't even show some. Like, I mean, Disney was an anti-Semite, right? But here's the thing. But look at this. I could say, like, somebody could point this out and be like, okay, this is not cool. And then I could have the same reaction that Ben Shapiro had. Would that make Ben Shapiro could say,
not.
look,
Oops.
Here, look at this.
That race was an element of Dr. Seuss' book? Did it ever even occur to you that race was an element?
Wait.
Oh my God.
Grew up reading Dr. Seuss books. Everybody grew up reading Dr. Seuss books.
Everybody grew up watching Disney.
Make you more racist to read a Dr. Seuss book?
Did you make it more racist that you watch Disney? No, it didn't. But that's what I showed you right now in Disney. That was racist. And if Disney wants to remove that, I get why they want to remove that. I get it. I get why they would want to remove that. That doesn't mean that we think like Disney made us racist. Oh my God. And that you can't celebrate Disney.
Occur to you that race was an element of Dr. Seuss books until I just said this 1 second ago? Of course not. Because no one is actually outraged about this.
Well, I mean, okay, again, but the Disney thing. Well, because maybe you didn't know that Disney had some racist cartoons in the past. Okay? Nobody is outraged about it. Maybe because they haven't seen it. Maybe if you now go show them the content that they removed, maybe you're like, oh yeah, I can see now why they removed it.
There are no human beings who read Dr. Seuss books and are actually angry at them. All of this.
Other human beings don't have to be angry about them. The publishers themselves could be, we're not comfortable about publishing this. What happened to my private business gets to do whatever they want? What, like, aren't these like the capitalists that keep defending private businesses and doing whatever they want? You know what? Maybe they don't even need an excuse to not publish it. Maybe they're like, we just don't like this book. Why? Because F you, that's why. We don't want to publish it. What are you going to do? It's our book. Like, it's a private business, right? These are the same people, okay? When the bakery, what was those people that wanted to, like, didn't want to bake a cake for the gay couple for their wedding, right? They're like, well, it's, they were like, they're a private business. They should be able to not bake a cake if they don't want to. So what happened now? These publishers, they're not comfortable with some of these books and they don't want to publish it. They're like, nobody's outraged about it. Well, the publishers might be outraged about it. And it's their book.
This is just about signaling. It is about setting new standards, hoops for people to jump through. And if
new standards are good, new standards are progress. Again, new standards, if it means from going to a world where this is okay to a world where we have new standards and this is not okay, they're like, oh, this is just us setting new standards. Oh, great. Maybe that's the definition of progress.
If you ask for any sort of context that provides whether the book is racist, whether it is racist to read If I Ran the Zoo, because there are people of Asiatic appearance in the book If I Ran the Zoo. If you even ask that even the question is racist. If you say, okay, well, he drew that in 1940, and let's just say that it was insensitive in 1940. Has any child read this in the last 20, 30, 40 years and come away with a bad impression of people from Japan? Because,
well, maybe, okay. So he's recognizing that it was insensitive, according, maybe not according to the standards at that time, but now we recognize it as insensitive. Okay, so, and he's like, well, that isn't that reason enough for us to not publish it?
Dr. Seuss himself recognized it as insensitive.
Yeah,
Later in his life.
Yeah, he himself actually went and changed. Like, there are places in his books where he referred to some characters as Chinaman, and then he went and later on changed it to a Chinese man because he realized, like, okay, this is racist. He himself realized. But anyways, let's continue.
They read a Dr. Seuss book? To ask that question is to be the problem, because now you are asking for evidence of a claim that is by nature a claim that is rooted solely in feelings.
You know what? I might
wait.
What?
We're gonna show what some of these drawings are, right?
Yes.
Because, like, rude solely in feelings, like, there's a fine needle to thread. Sometimes I'm like, okay, Ben, I get where you're coming from. This one, I'm like, Ben, come on. Even you would be like, oh.
Yeah. Is he gonna show it? Because I can't believe he's saying.
He doesn't.
I can't believe he doesn't. So he's saying this without showing people the cartoons that have been removed, because he knows, he's like, nobody would think this. Nobody would think this. Well, Ben, show us the cartoons to see if nobody will think
other
this.
Conservative commentators are like, I can't defend this.
Yeah. So he's being such a Weasley little dishonest. Like, this is what he's doing. Like, nobody would think this. Nobody would think this. Well, Ben, show us the cartoons. Show us the cartoons, and we'll let us see if nobody will think this. Why is it that you're not showing us? You're doing exactly what you're accusing other people of.
You're doing the thing, Ben.
You're doing the thing, Ben.
So how did the Dr. Seuss Foundation respond to this? Not by defending their guy. Of course not. Instead,
they are defending him. They are still publishing his best books. They didn't remove his books.
The official organization that controls the legacy of Dr. Seuss said it will no longer sell 6 of the author's children's books over racist and insensitive depictions, including his very first major book. And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, I can't even remember what is supposed to be racist, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street.
Well, because you can't. Well, then you don't have any right to judge it right now. You can't remember it. Maybe you should have done a little bit more digging into this before you made this video. You're like, I can't even remember it. Oh, okay, so it must not be there.
Ran the zoo and McGilligan's Pool. By the way, I own all of them. You should buy them today. They're great for your kids. The notion that that he perpetuated Jewish stereotypes as financially stingy, and that all of this appears in his books. The study, published in 2019, examined 50 books by Dr. Seuss, found 43 out of the 45 characters of color have, quote, characteristics aligning with the definition of Orientalism. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's just,
you don't even know what's, like, he's like, doesn't even, he's saying unbelievable, and he doesn't even, he says, I don't even remember what was in there that was racist. How is it unbelievable, Ben? You haven't even looked at it. You don't even remember it.
You know what's so interesting is that I've watched a lot of people give commentary on this, and I was shocked. And I mean, I can show pictures in a second, that no one talked about. And we learned this in my 8th grade class. Okay, so like as a child, I learned about how Dr. Seuss produced anti-Japanese propaganda during World War II. Actual legitimate propaganda that is extremely racist. Because in my school, I mean, I was in Washington, we studied Japanese internment. And in fact, my art teacher was one of the last, he was the last baby born he was born in an internment camp. And so it was very important from where I'm from to learn about this, right? And we learned about Dr. Seuss's legacy. Like, so I've known this for a really long time as a child, and I was shocked that people weren't talking about this around this controversy. Like, it's known, it's well established that he was a vehement anti-Japanese, anti-Chinese racist for a long time. Something
that he regretted later. And was ashamed of later. He himself grew out of that.
He went to Japan after World War II and saw the effects of the American occupation after the bombing of Hiroshima. And he dedicated one of his most famous books to a friend from Kyoto.
Right.
And the Horton Hears a Who, which is basically about universalism.
You know
It's
what?
essentially about equality. And the most famous line of a person is a person no matter how small comes from his change of heart and feelings towards Japanese people.
So you know what is that called? What Dr. Seuss did? Setting new standards. He
Yes.
changed the standards. Something Ben Shapiro apparently thinks is called cancel culture. Anyways, Shua is saying art, literature, and expression in general change over time, and they change based on social progress. He's acting as if this is blasphemy. Yeah, exactly. Secular Rarity is saying also all of these books were the company's least selling books. What happened to capitalism? Yeah, they didn't even remove his greatest works. Yeah, a lot of people like keep pointing out, like, oh, they're anti-Dr. Seuss, even though Dr. Seuss has a lot of content for children that it teaches against racism. Yeah, that book that teaches against racism, that book is still being sold. That book is still on. Like, why are they hating on Dr. Seuss? Nobody is hating on Dr. Seuss. The books of Dr. Seuss that teaches you that is anti-racist for children, those are still being sold.
It's all insanity, but again, to call for an end to the insanity is to excise yourself from the community of the new ruling class. And that is what all of this is about in the end. There's only one way to fight back against people who have declared themselves to be at the top of the ruling class, and that's to say, you don't get to rule us. End of story.
You don't get to rule us? This is a... Yes, Ben. You don't get to rule a publication that decides that they don't want to publish their own goddamn books, some of their own goddamn books. You don't get to rule them. They're a private company. If they don't want to publish a book, they don't publish a book, and you don't get to rule them. Maybe listen to it yourself.
Publish the book.
You
These are going to roll off the printing press. Wallahi, you better.
You don't get to rule us. What are you talking about? It's their company. It's their books. Unbelievable.
We ignore you. You're stupid, and we're not paying attention to any of this nonsense ever again. But
yes, Ben,
okay.
We ignore you. We don't listen to you. If we don't want to publish a book that we own, we're going to do what we want to do, and we don't listen to your nonsense. Yes, exactly, Ben.
Here's the thing. The Biden administration has bought into this stuff hook, line, and sinker. So here's the thing.
Wait, pause. Wait. So this is the favorite game I like to play when I'm watching the Ben Shapiro video, which is, how does he take this thing that's happening out in the culture? Okay. And I'm like, how quickly will this turn into him randomly railing against the Democratic establishment?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. The Biden administration. I'm like, wait.
This is...
It's literally like, okay, so here's this thing that's happening, and then T minus 3 minutes, the liberals are coming for you.
Yeah, actually, you're right, because I was watching some other conservatives' takes on this, and they're like, the leftists, and like, the government, like, oh, Biden administration, the Democrats, they keep saying the Democrats are like canceling Dr. Seuss. Like, the Democrats? This is like... What has this got to do with the Democrats? What are you talking? The leftists. They're like, what? Guys, this is called capitalism. Okay? This is called capitalism. This is what you got. You're the right-leaning people. You're supposed to be on the side of this. Okay? Their standards of the society is changing. The company is realizing that, and they're like, okay, we need to, like, these are not good. These are problematic books that we have. We don't want to be associated with it. Guys, okay, so these are giant publications, right? When I go and remove that meme on our page, okay, I was like, I'm not comfortable with Atheist Republic being associated with this meme. That's why I went and removed it. And if us, like, it just like a small nonprofit company, if I feel like I'm not comfortable with being associated with it, what do you think? Like, these are mega corporations that want to be squeaky clean. They don't want to have this on their portfolio. They don't want to be associated with that. And that's called capitalism, Ben. It has nothing to do with Democrats. This is people understanding that the standards have changed, and mostly for the better.
Being members of the new ruling class, and Joe Biden, being an old, white, corrupt politician, has decided that he speaks the vocabulary too. And it's very important that he speak the vocabulary, because what the left has basically done is they've decided that by banding together identity politics and socialistic
identity politics, Ben, this is identity politics right here. This is also identity politics right here,
thinking, they can,
and also the vocabulary. You're talking the vocabulary of the people, the people who get triggered by anything anti-racist.
craft.
No, go back like 10 seconds. Because okay, now play.
Banding together identity politics and socialistic thinking, they can have enough of a working majority to cram through.
What?
Like, what the hell? What does this have to do with socialism?
This is actually capitalism. This is not socialism. What you're doing?
The socialism. What the?
Yes.
I was watching this while doing my makeup, and I almost screwed up my highlighter because I was like, the socialists.
Yeah, guys, can somebody explain to us what does this got to do with socialism when a publication decides that they don't want to publish a book that doesn't have the standards that they like?
Incredible saying LLC again. It's true. Every topic comes back to the Dems with Ben.
All right.
Agenda. Right? And to go back to the original thesis of today's show, it's all about politics. It is all about power and getting things done. It's about the authoritarian cram-down of certain policies.
Authoritarian! How is this? Oh my God, I'm going to lose my mind. How is this authoritarian? You tell this. Oh my God.
Basically, there are a bunch of people who don't really buy into the vocabulary, who have decided they're going to make common cause with people who do buy into the vocabulary, and a bunch of people who actually believe in the inequity is inequality argument, who have decided that they will make common cause with the socialistic wing of the Democratic Party in order to cobble together a new coalition of the ascendant.
You got all of that from a publication deciding that they don't want to publish a book, that they're not comfortable with the racist undertones in their cartoons. You got all of that, like this is an authoritarian socialism with a certain vocabulary that if you don't buy into, they're gonna remove. Like, where is this coming from? Where, like, show me, like, is it like if nobody like knows what actually happened and just listen to this part, the impression that they get is like the Democrats came down, forced the hands of like this company that had nothing racist in their books, and the government stepped in and forced them to remove certain books, even though they wanted to continue publishing them. That's what it sounds like, and none of that happened, right? You know who's actually, the government has had nothing to do with this whole thing, so it's not authoritarian at all. But the conservatives now, they're having hearings, right? I heard, like the Republicans, on what to do with cancel culture, right? So this whole, the politicians getting involved in how to deal with cancel culture, that's the government getting involved in what people say and what they don't say. That is authoritarian. If the Republicans come in and the government is now wanting to get involved in responding to cancel culture, that is the government meddling in what people say and what they don't say. That is authoritarian. This is not authoritarian.
You can see this actually pretty well in Bernie Sanders. If you look back at Bernie Sanders' original presidential campaign in 2016, he didn't speak about race nearly at all. It was all about how all the problems in our society can be laid at the root of the capitalistic system, and if you just get more socialists, it solves everything. Then, over the course of the next few years...
What? Okay.
No, just wait. Just wait. He has the funniest part of this video is what he says about Bernie.
Wait, did he just accuse Obama of being like pro-socialism? Did he just do that?
Bernie.
All the problems in our society can be laid at the root of the capitalistic system, and if you just get more socialists, it solves everything. Then
Obama?
Bernie.
Oh, okay. I thought he said Obama.
Race nearly at all. It was all about how all the problems in our society can be laid at the root of the capitalistic system.
Okay.
If you just get more socialists, it solves everything. Then, over the course of the next few years, something interesting happened to the Bernie Sanders campaign. He was told that it was not racially sensitive to speak only in terms of class.
Oh, okay.
Now, Bernie Sanders is basically a commie, right? I mean, his perspective on life is rooted in Marxist fundamental lies about class conflict and how all of human life is driven by this class conflict.
Bernie supports the Scandinavian model, which is capitalist.
Yes. Yes.
Everything he says is driven by that. And so
he never says it, though. Like, he knows that if he says that out loud, he's going to lose a lot of support. Like, Bernie supports the Scandinavian. Yeah, Bernie Sanders is basically what he is endorsing is regulated capitalism, because that's what he's like, hey, look at these Scandinavian countries. Let's do more of that, right?
Yeah.
That is capitalism.
If you believe that everything at root is about class conflict, it's not at root about racial conflict, right? The black working man and the white working man have more in common than the white working man and the white rich man, or the black working man and the black rich man. It's about class. It's not about race. But Bernie Sanders was told that this was racially insensitive. And so he decided to make common cause with the woke and start pushing as many woke policies as he could get his hands on. And this was writ small what has happened with the Democratic Party writ large.
There we
this
go.
Is the magic of Barack Obama, right? This is what Obama did.
See, I know he mentioned Obama, not just Bernie Sanders. He also mentioned Obama.
At the beginning part, he only said Bernie.
Okay.
President. I know that we have this picture of Barack Obama as though Barack Obama was this wonderful unifying figure. That is a figure put forth by the media. It is a lie. Barack Obama of 2004 was not the same as Barack Obama circa 2010. In 2004, Barack Obama was saying there are no black Americans. There are no white Americans. We're all just Americans. There's no red America, no blue America, just America.
Okay, that was pretty good.
It's a pretty hilarious expression.
Is there more cancel culture, Dr. Seuss stuff? Because I want to go to the video that
that's the end of the Dr. Seuss coverage.
All right, let's go to your video.
3 minutes of Dr. Seuss, 6 minutes of randomly the Democratic Party is coming for you.
Oh my god. All right.
I'm like, when I was getting ready earlier, I was like, what the hell?
Do you have the cartoons? Because I want to see if it's actually, let's see if it's actually racist or not.
Okay. We could also show his I
have something. I have some interesting things I want to show you guys, by the way. Here. I have some really bad takes. Share your screen.
Am I not? Oh.
You changed the settings.
Are you gonna show bad takes that you had? Are you gonna cancel yourself? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm gonna show some Twitter takes.
Okay. Okay, so this is from a conservative channel. And okay. This guy has some really cringy jokes. So just bear with us here as we get through this really bad humor. He has one joke at the end that I really liked. But we're mainly just here to actually see the evidence. Bring me Exhibit A, okay?
Maybe if we ban all books, then no one will ever be offended again, and we will live in a perfect socialist utopia.
Excuse me?
Okay, pause.
Excuse me?
What? Who's banning books? Nobody's banning books. This is Rebel Media, right? This is right.
Yeah.
God damn it. Okay, yeah.
I think maybe he's trying to speak to not going beyond getting rid of your own books that you don't like, but actually banning books. Then we'll be in a part of this perfect socialist utopia. As far as I'm aware, that's not explicitly an aim of socialism. To not be offended.
Okay, here's the thing.
To what he thinks is socialist culture.
Let me tell you how free United States is, okay? Mein Kampf, you can buy it on Amazon, right? And a lot of conservatives are coming Dr. Seuss books are banned, but you could buy Mein Kampf. Yeah, you know why? Because the copyright on that book has expired, so anybody could sell it. So it shows you how non-authoritarian the United States government is, that you could go and buy that book on Amazon, right? The reason why you can't buy Dr. Seuss books and you could buy Mein Kampf is because this publisher owns those books and they are deciding themselves not to sell it. And guess what? When the copyright on Dr. Seuss books expires, I think it's 75 years after his death or something like that, then you could go sell it yourself on Amazon. Ha! You see how it works? This is how you know it's non-authoritarian. When the company that owns the book decides not to sell them, nobody can buy it because they own it. But a book that is so much worse, that everybody recognizes, and the everything that both right-leaning and left-leaning people in the United States, well, not all right-leaning, but most right-leaning people in the United States don't believe in, that's how free of a country it is. That because nobody owns it, because there's no copyright on it, you could go buy it on Amazon. And people are like, oh, it's authoritarian. Yeah, sure.
Wait, are you talking about My Jihad?
My Jihad, yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so let's continue.
Hey guys, welcome back. Andrew here. You likely saw this week that Dr. Seuss canceled 6 of their books permanently because of offensive imagery.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. The funny thing is that these books have skyrocketed in value on eBay.
Yes.
So
well, eBay
it's kind of
removed
funny
them,
that the eBay removed them.
yeah, eBay just recently, after it was going up really high, and eBay came in and like, you know what? We don't want to sell these either, which is fine. eBay doesn't want it.
Really?
Yeah.
They sell. Okay, fascinating. Maybe it's just because of the media attention.
Yeah.
But I did think that it was kind of funny that by banning it, this company like accidentally increased the value exponentially. Well, not banning it, excuse me, but no longer publishing it.
Right.
Because I mean, even if eBay doesn't want to sell it right now, like it actually does still increase its value because there will be less of them in the world.
Yeah, you can still buy them on so many other platforms.
Yeah, I thought that was funny though.
But the other books of Dr. Seuss, the ones that everyone likes, are still being sold on Amazon by the publisher itself. So there's no problem.
Okay, so yeah, let's look at these.
Baby, can you increase the volume on this?
No.
Okay.
Did you
okay.
make me quiet in the settings?
No.
Okay.
They were hurtful and wrong. But have you seen the images that are so offensive? Probably not. So let's take a look. And to think I saw it on Mulberry Street is the first book. And yes, it does sound like it was written by David Menzies, but unlike him, this is pretty inoffensive.
Okay, so here's our first one.
A Chinese man who eats with sticks.
Oh, oops. Dad used to say a Chinaman.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the history behind that is like worse. But go on.
This is pretty inoffensive. Quote, a Chinese man who eats with sticks. Oh my God, the horror. But it does get worse. I'll admit it to you right now. If I ran the zoo, a Doug Ford autobiography?
Folks, this is what I'm talking about. This is a new one.
No, actually kind of racist, at least in this caption. Quote,
yes.
I'll hunt in the
oh my God.
with helpers who all wear their eyes at a slant. There's not really any defending.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you know this is racist when a right-leaning anti-cancel culture, anti-socialism, anti-left rebel news is like as right as it gets when it comes to like right-leaning calling everything under the sun cancel culture. And they're saying, okay, this is racist. If they're saying this is racist, if Rebel News is saying, okay, there's no defending this, you know you've done wrong, okay? And guys, Ben Shapiro is now getting it worse than Rebel News. Like Ben Shapiro is like, I don't remember there were being anything racist in there, so it must have not been in there. Like he didn't check. Like nobody's outraged by this, guys. Rebel News is saying this is racist. And here's the thing: if something, the other one, you could the first one, right? I think that's also kind of racist. But if you think like, well, it's not that bad, okay. Even if it's a little bad, maybe if you're a publishing company and you're publishing children's book, maybe a little bad is too bad. You're publishing children's book. You want to have a squeaky clean record of like, you want your content. This is not like a YouTube channel that is trying to be edgy and stuff, okay? Well, this is a children's publication. A little bad is too bad for a children's publication. And they're like, yeah, we don't want this. We don't want to sell this. But go on.
Oh shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, in terms of they want to have a squeaky clean record, Armin, that ship already sailed when he was creating explicitly racist cartoons as propaganda against the Japanese in World War II. You know?
Yeah, but of course. But I'm saying even if what he posted, like the stuff that we're saying, some of them are like really bad. Okay, like I've seen some Dr. Seuss cartoons that are really bad. Okay, but even I'm saying, like, even if it was not really bad, even if it was just a little bad, even if it wasn't very offensive, not very racist, but a little bit like it's not ish. Okay, as a publishing company. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, even if you're just you have a Facebook page and you see a meme and you're like, this is not that offensive, but I don't want to be, I don't want, like, for example, us to be associated with this. And you remove it. You decide to remove it. If this is what we do, imagine what a children's publishing company does. Like, even if it's a little bad and they don't want to be associated with them, it's not cancel culture if they want to decide that, we don't want to publish this. That is not cancel culture. But go on.
That is there? No? Okay, I'm going to move on. The next two are...
Wait, no, I want to hear that again.
There's not really any defending that, is there? No? Okay, I'm going to move on. The next two are supposed to be about Inuits, but Dr. Seuss, the author, is from Springfield, Massachusetts, but that didn't stop him from referencing Canada. Hey, we're in a Dr. Seuss book, everybody. In Scrambled Egg Super, some people are pictured in furry coats that are supposed to be Inuits, I guess. I'm not sure. All it says is that they're from 10 miles beyond the North Pole. A bit of a stretch here, I think. Quote, so I telegraphed north to some friends, Fazole, which is 10 miles or so just beyond the North Pole. I feel like I'm just reading David Menzies' scripts here. You can't just make up words that rhyme, Dr. Seuss. Fazole? Come on.
Yes, he can. That's literally what he does.
Cool, quote, Eskimo fish from beyond Hudson's Bay is quoted with this image of fish and furry hoods. Okay, I guess given the geography, kind of offensive, but does Dr. Seuss realize that Hudson's Bay isn't the Arctic? You know, I'm starting to think that a lot of this content wasn't supposed to be taken seriously, you guys. In Beyond Zebra, which is not an artificial...
So these are people that are admitting that it's kind of offensive. They're admitting that it's kind of offensive. Okay? Then maybe not clean enough for a children's publication then. You guys... Oh my God. Let's continue.
You're like, oh my God.
Artificial meat company owned by Bill Gates. I must stress that.
Oh my God.
What, you thought he was just supporting artificial meat because it's a good idea? Just eat the bugs, people. Come on. In his book, a character called Nazim of Bazim is depicted, but no specific race or origin is given. But it just looks so offensive in some way. I'm not sure how, but in some way it must be racist, which of course is what a secretly racist person who hasn't come to terms with their own racism would say. This isn't to say he didn't print some highly questionable stuff.
Look at this one.
Oh, and this isn't even bad.
This is kind of bad. Look at
this.
No.
No. I mean, in comparison to how bad it gets, this isn't bad. That's what I'm saying.
Guys, look at what you're looking at. Oh my God. Can you explain this one?
So
Jesus, this is really bad. Go on.
Well, the TNT is because this is about Chinese immigration to build the railroads across the West.
Right.
So it's not like the TNT is for bombing. I mean, it is for bombing, but not like civilians, like for creating a railroad and getting through terrain.
I know, but look at all their... Wait, actually, was this close to... Is this after, like, I don't know what years we're looking at? When Pearl Harbor stuff, is this related to that at all? Is this
I don't know off the top of my head when this specific cartoon was published. And just to be clear to everyone, like, this was not in a children's book. This is stuff he did like outside of his published books.
Are you sure this is not suggesting that the people who did Pearl Harbor, why are we giving them TNT? Like, is this not like suggesting that a little bit? To me, it seems like kind of like modern anti-Arab bigotry that, like, oh yeah, let's just give... I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know the full context behind this. This is probably a political cartoon. So there was probably more to it. But you can see how they're, it's supposed to show, like, it's obviously very anti-immigration, like they're coming down the West Coast.
Shuva is saying this is from 1942, and the attack on Pearl Harbor happened in 1941. So I don't know. I might be completely wrong about this. I just think like,
I mean, you do see like naval ships in the background.
yeah, I don't know. It
I'm not
seems
sure
like
what
it's
I'm
that
not
kind of
sure what
suggesting.
honorable fifth column means. I'm not sure.
Oh,
what that
look, waiting for the signal from home. Yeah, I think I'm guessing right. They're like, this guy is like, yeah, we're ready here. Oh my god.
Oh, so this would be like a pro-internment thing.
Yeah, this is really
Because that
bad.
was the whole point of internment was we can't discern between all of our Japanese first generation and second generation Japanese American citizens. We can't discern if any of them are spies or not. So we're going to rip everyone out of their homes. We're going to shuffle them around the West Coast and sometimes into the Midwest and East Coast in these internment camps, split up families because we're just going to assume that everyone is a potential spy and dangerous.
Honorable. Yeah, actually, it says fifth column right there. So here's the thing. It would be like, it's amazing that somebody who drew cartoons like this, they're still celebrating this. This is the opposite of cancel culture, right? Because what's actually happening is somebody with this problematic of the past, people are recognizing that this man, Dr. Seuss, grew out of this. Okay? That he ended up having new standards. Right? So the publication is still celebrating Dr. Seuss and selling his books, and the people who are responding to conservatives and saying like supporting the removal of those books, they're also celebrating Dr. Seuss, recognizing his past while saying it's okay because he grew out of it and he made progress and he had new standards. So this is how you don't, this is not doing cancel culture. This is recognizing Dr. Seuss as a great man, regardless of his problematic past, not holding him to his worst, to the worst of his time. Like the worst things that he did, people are not holding him for that. They're looking at his best work. They're looking at the work that he did against racism, and they're still celebrating him, even though he had this in his past. What's happening, and they're just removing some of his books that was from a time that he didn't have those standards. This is the opposite of cancel culture. This is recognizing that this man should not be completely thrown away because of some bad takes he had originally. This is forgiving his past. This is a story that you should like. What's happening with Dr. Seuss is an example of people not doing cancel culture. Anyways, continue.
Okay.
But for images like this, it was happening on both sides. Terrible depiction, yes, of its time, just like these Japanese depictions of allies, also yes. Now, I'm with the Obamas on this one, Barack and Michelle. I'm okay with most of what Dr. Seuss wrote about. But if the own publishing...
And so is the publication.
So I'm with Obama in this. I'm okay with most of what Dr. Seuss published. Yeah, so is the publisher that removed only 6 of his books that weren't even selling. Most of his work is still there. God, are they listening to themselves? Nobody's banning Dr. Seuss. Okay, continue.
Company is taking their books down. Aren't they sort of admitting that their own author is racist? So why not take it all off the market? Is a non-racist book from a racist author actually okay? These are
okay. Some people are hearing echo. I'm hearing echo as well. This time
I just turn it down.
Okay, so here's the thing. They're like, why? So they're admitting he's racist. Why not take it all down? Yeah, exactly. They're not doing cancel culture then, right? They're not doing that. So you're admitting then. Yeah, go on.
He wants to push it further, though. He's saying, "Oh, if he's racist, why are you publishing any of his books?" Like he's trying to point out their hypocrisy, but instead he's actually taking it further than they are.
He's promoting cancel culture. He's like, guys, can you actually do real cancel culture so we could complain?
No, I mean,
so we have something legit to complain about.
He's doing that thing where like right wingers will try to like play their own game, but he's not doing it very well.
Yeah.
the stupid questions one must ask when engaging in the erasing of history. So let's just ban them all. Let's ban all the books from the Bible to the Torah to the Quran, all offensive
Hey,
to certain groups of people, are they not? Besides, there's
I mean, at least he recognizes that.
don't cancel.
only one book that I actually trust,
Huh?
and that, of course, is the
No, this is the best part. This is my favorite part of the video.
What?
Though. Wait,
What
this
just
is,
happened?
This is the funniest
Wait.
part.
Wait,
This is the only joke in this video that's actually funny.
people, are they not? Besides, there's only one book that I actually trust, and that, of course, is the fundamentals of Scientology.
okay, that was good. That
Yeah, it
funny.
was good.
All right. Okay, so here's the thing. They're like, why not just cancel the Quran and the Bible? Guess what? You can't, because nobody owns the copyright to that. Okay. This is exactly our point. They own these books. If they don't want them out there, if they don't want to sell it themselves, they get to not sell it. But you can't cancel the books of like Quran and Bible and Torah and even Mein Kampf because it's public domain and everybody could sell them online. So this is how you know that there is no authoritarianism going on. This is just people that own their rights to certain content. They get to decide. Like, for example, if I decide that this video that you're watching today, okay? If I decide tomorrow, like, oh, I didn't like her take, Susie. It was Susie. She had a really bad take. Okay. And I
have bad takes, and when I say this, you're like, we're not taking that video down. I swear to God.
No, okay, fine. Let's say I had a bad take. I'm like, I'm not comfortable with that being out there. We want to take it down. It's our video, and we own the copyright to this video, and we get to say if it's there or if it's not there. Okay. Anyways, let me show you some really bad takes before we leave.
Oh my God.
Just 2 tweets. The worst.
Are these like from your vault? Is this the vault of Armin's past tweets?
No.
Are you gonna have a mea culpa?
No.
Oh no, this is bad takes on this.
Yes.
I thought we were gonna open the archive.
We should do that one day. But look at this. Oh my God, this is the worst take on this I've seen. The worst takes by Dinesh D'Souza. Okay, karma is a bitch department. Dr. Seuss books hold 42 of top 50 on Amazon sales ranking chart. Okay, Dinesh, I don't know if you understand how anything works, okay? Karma is a bitch, right? So who decided to remove the books? It was the publishing company. What are the books that are now being sold on Amazon that more people are buying? The books by the publisher that were not removed. Who are you angry of? The people who removed the book, which is the publishing company. Who's making a crap ton of money right now from these books being sold, getting to hold 42 of the top 50 on Amazon sales? Who's making all that money? The publishing company, Dinesh. It's the publishing company. They are the same people that you're angry of are now making a crap ton of money because these books are selling like, karma. Dinesh.
We done did it again.
Wait, isn't Dinesh D'Souza? Isn't that like from, where is he from?
Oh, I mean, just generalized nonsense. You know Dinesh D'Souza. What are you talking about?
No. Isn't he like American Indian? I'm just saying, how does he not know how karma works? But,
oh, that's what you're getting at.
yeah, if karma was a bitch, the publishing company.
I'm 90% sure he's a Christian.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, he's from India. I mean, even if he's a Christian, he should know how karma works, but apparently he doesn't. Here's one more bad take before we go. Look at this guy, Kevin McCarthy. You're trying to do virtue signaling.
2 million views.
Yes. Wait. Actually, I have to reshare the screen because I forgot to share the audio. Share audio. Look at this take, okay? So he's saying, Kevin McCarthy is saying, I still like Dr. Seuss, so I decided to read Green Eggs and Ham. RT, if you still like him too. I still like Dr. Seuss. God damn it, you goddamn morons. The publishing company did not say they don't like Dr. Seuss. They still love Dr. Seuss. They're selling Dr. Seuss books. And now they love him even more because because Dr. Seuss is now making them a crap ton of money. And you know what? I don't even need to share the idea because he's just not going to read Dr. Seuss. Okay, so that's what he's doing. Okay, actually, I'm going to put it on mute while you. What do you want to say?
All he does is read it. He doesn't give commentary on it or anything.
Sam I am.
No, he just reads it. I don't know if
Sam I am. That's Sam I am.
no, he just reads it. I don't know. Yeah.
Wait, what?
He's just like, they hate Dr. trying to cancel Dr. Seuss. Well, we still love Dr. Seuss. We're going to read him here. You know what? The book that you're reading, that book hasn't been canceled. That book is still being sold. Actually, you know what? A lot of conservators keep saying like, "Oh my God, look at the Doctor." They bring the Dr. Seuss book that is like anti-racist, the one with the stars on the tummy. I don't know what you know which book I'm talking about. The book with the stars. Like some people have 1 star, some people have 2 stars.
Oh
and
yeah, it's
people
about
are
not
like
being racist.
That's a book about not being racist. People are saying like, how could Dr. Seuss be racist? Look at this anti-racist book. They're like, yes, they're still selling that. That book is still being sold. Buy that book for your kids. That's an anti-racist book, and it's a very good anti-racist book. It's a very good one, and that's why they didn't remove it. Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, it's too. Guys,
My favorite was just the left turn in Ben Shapiro's video into the Democrats.
the Democrats. Yeah,
I was like,
a private company decides not to publish one of their books that they're not happy with. The Democrats are coming for you. Socialism, authoritarianism. Hide your kids.
You know, it's so funny though because he's talking about the vocabulary, and oh, I got the hiccups. And he's the one just dropping all of these, you know, trigger words like socialism, these lists, blah blah blah. Like you also do in group signaling. Everyone does it. That doesn't mean that you can't point out when you think another group doing it is ridiculous, but like let's acknowledge that we're all doing it.
You know what my problem with the woke side of the left was that it was getting so close, but not close, but it resembled a minor version of the Red Scare. Okay, that was like, okay, this is coming back. The whole Red Scare nonsense. It's a minor version of it. We're seeing it coming back with the woke mob. Okay, you know what else reminds me of the Red Scare? People calling everything they don't like communism and cancel culture. That's also reminds me. That actually reminds me more of
a little bit more literally,
a little bit closer to what the Red Scare was like. Anyways, okay, we hit the 1 hour mark. All right, guys,
we're gonna go have a McCarthy trial and go have dinner.
Yes. All right, guys. Bye. Oh, subscribe to our newsletter and get all our juicy blasphemous art for free. Get it. Link in the description. Get it now.